Hey there, synth drones. Today I want to talk about selling your synthesizers. Hi, I'm Pure Ambient Drone, and this is my channel where I vlog about synthesizers. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button, tap the bell, keep up with all of my synth adventures, and please support me over at patreon.com/Pure Ambient Drone. It encourages me to continue doing this and my music as well. Plus, there's a bunch of free stuff over there and other things that you don't get on this channel. Yeah, cool, huh? Okay, so selling synthesizers. I've been getting a lot of questions about this. People private messaging me, commenting, things like that. And I just want to talk about selling synthesizers because I do sell and buy a lot of synthesizers. Even though I swear off doing it every day, I find myself doing it because I have an addiction to synthesizers. I admit it there. You guys have it. All right, there. It's out in the open. I'm addicted to synthesizers. But that means that I can't keep every synth that I've ever owned set up in my studio. Some of them get packed away. Well, months have passed, and I've looked at my gear that I've had packed away. I've opened it back up, checked into it, and found, you know what? I really don't want certain synthesizers, and I am moving them out. There are some that I've packed away and I miss, and I'm going to be opening them up and using them again. But for the ones that have to go, I will tell you some of my selling techniques. Number one, pricing. Pricing is not always a motivator for a buyer. I know that sounds hard to believe, but I used to train people, are you ready for this? In telemarketing. And what we used to teach the sellers on the floor is don't throw the price out there just because it's a bargain. Basically, when you're selling anything, synthesizers or gear or any item, you have got to convince the potential buyer why they want it, why they need it. And that means you have to tell them what the product is going to do for them. Okay? You have to get them seeing a vision of themselves enjoying the item. So in your description, you have to be very descriptive about what the consumer is able to do with the synthesizer. Now, there are lots of websites out there with descriptions pertaining to gear, and you can always borrow those for part of your description. Maybe a bullet list of the features. You can also say things like, you're going to really enjoy sitting in front of this synthesizer, exploring all of the possible sounds that you can make out of this box. Something like that. Doesn't have to sound that corny. Think about it a little bit. My wife and I are driving around the city tonight, and we're looking at all these different gas stations, and they're all pretty much selling the same product. So what happens if I need gasoline? Do I just drive around and try to find the gas station that has the best prices or the cheapest products inside when I want to go in to buy a soda pop or rewards or something like that? No! I'm not even going to base that on why I would buy gasoline. In fact, you know what I base my purchasing gasoline on? Is how quick I can get in and out of that gas station. So I know the city pretty well, and my wife knows it even better. Now, this is a bonus tip. In my experience, women do seem to have a better sense of direction than most men. Where am I at again? And we know that there are some gas stations that when you pull into those places, it's easy getting in. But man, is it hard getting back out the traffic. So we avoid those gas stations. So what does that have to do with shipping? Well, if you're competitive with your shipping, you might think that that would make somebody want to buy your product. But you would be wrong. You see, people want quick. They want fast. And if you put in your description that you ship fast, you will be able to attract more buyers for your gear. Now, just hear me out on this, because the word fast is kind of tricky when you use it the way I use it. What I tell people is, I usually ship the same day that you buy. So basically what I'm telling the consumer is, if you hurry up and make a decision to buy this product now, I will ship it today. In their mind, it translates to fast shipping. You don't necessarily even have to say that it's fast shipping. You just have to let them know that you're on it. Assure your buyers that you are a salesperson of integrity. Tell them to check out your score on Reverb or eBay. Let them see your track record. Hopefully you got a good track record, which leads me to my next tip. Keep a great track record. Don't screw around with your reputation. Don't play games with how people perceive who you are. Keep your word, don't lie, be professional at all times, be kind, be patient, and be gentle. Because people will have questions. People will have complaints. Always be professional. Always be looking for that great score. I know some customers can be just plain jerks, but you can't be a jerk back to them just in case they have a soft spot that you could reach. So keep your scores at perfect. Communicating with the customer is such an important aspect of selling your products. Why? Because when you're selling your products to your customer, they want to know that there's a human being on the other side that will talk with them, not at them, talk with them. That means answering their questions and their emails to you quickly. It doesn't mean sitting around and say, I'll get to this tomorrow, or I'll be very vague about a question. People like to communicate. People like to talk. People like to know that they're being listened to. People like to know that if they buy something from you, they're going to be able to reach a human being. So I'm standing outside of a post office, just one of many. So you know what it tells me? It tells me that communication is important. For them to be making a building this size, they're handling so much mail all the time. And why? Because people like to talk. And one of the techniques that I use for buying synthesizers is I will ask a question to the seller no matter what, because I want to see how long it takes them to respond. I want to see how they respond as well. That tells me a lot about a person who is selling something, whether or not they're going to be there for me in case there is something that goes wrong with the item. I hope this video helps you. I hope you kind of rewind it, rewatch it, see where it goes for you. And if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and until next time, keep calm, synth on. Oh, somebody's knocking at my door.